They never thought you'd leave. They never believed you had the strength to walk away. But you did. And now, everything in your life is about to change. This isn't just about a physical departure. It's a spiritual shift. When God calls you out of a situation, a relationship, or a mindset that no longer serves you, it's because He is leading you into something greater. For so long, you may have felt trapped, stuck in a cycle that seemed impossible to break. The people around you expected you to stay the same, to keep playing the role they assigned to you. They got used to your presence, your kindness, your energy. They relied on you for comfort, but they never truly valued your spirit. They never thought you'd have the courage to leave. But something inside you changed. A voice, a pull, a feeling so strong that you couldn't ignore it anymore. It wasn't random. It was God. He whispered to your spirit, telling you that it was time to step into your purpose, time to stop shrinking yourself for people who don't see your worth, time to break free from everything that was keeping you small. And when you finally made that decision, everything inside you shifted. Now, some people won't understand your choice. They'll question you. They'll gossip. They'll even try to make you feel guilty. But here's the truth. You owe them nothing. You don't owe them explanations. You don't owe them a version of yourself that no longer exists. What you owe is to yourself, to walk in alignment with what God has planned for you. And let me tell you this. When you choose yourself, you choose God. You are finally walking in His will, and nothing is more powerful than that. If you had stayed where you were, your spirit would have suffered. The longer you remained in an environment that was no longer right for you, the more drained, frustrated, and lost you became. Every day felt like a battle, a struggle to hold on to peace that never truly lasted. That was never God's plan for you. The enemy wants to keep you stuck. He wants you to doubt yourself, to question if you're making the right decision. He wants you to feel guilty for leaving, as if you are abandoning something important. But what you are leaving behind is not your destiny. What you are walking away from is not God's best for you. And deep inside, you know that. Some people benefited from your struggle. They thrived off your energy, your love, your patience. They got used to taking from you without giving back. They never imagined that one day you'd wake up and realize your worth. They never thought you'd have the courage to say, "I deserve better." That's why this moment is so important. It's not just about what you're leaving behind, but what you are walking into. Because the moment you decide to leave a situation that's holding you back, you activate something powerful in the spiritual realm. You shift into alignment with God's plan. Doors begin to open. Opportunities start appearing, and the weight of the past begins to lift. What once seemed impossible suddenly becomes clear. You realize that the fear of leaving was nothing compared to the peace of stepping into your purpose. But, let me be honest, there will be moments of doubt. There will be times when you feel lonely, when the comfort of the past tries to pull you back. That's when you need to stand firm in faith. Because when God tells you to move, He never intends for you to return to what He freed you from. This moment is about trusting Him, even when you don't see the full picture. One thing that happens after you leave is isolation. It may feel like the moment you stepped away, people disappeared. The calls stop, the invitations slow down. The ones who once claimed to be there for you are suddenly nowhere to be found. It can feel lonely, like you made the wrong choice. But let me tell you something. This is not a mistake. This is preparation. God often separates His chosen ones before elevation. He pulls them away from the noise, from distractions, from people who can't go where they are headed. If you feel isolated, if you feel like no one understands this transition you're going through, know this. It's because you're being prepared for something bigger. Look at the stories in the Bible. Before Joseph became a ruler, he was separated from his family. Before David became a king, he spent years alone in the fields. Even Jesus himself spent time in solitude before stepping into his mission. Why? Because isolation is where God strengthens you. It's where he speaks to you, refines you, and prepares you for the blessings ahead. This is your season of spiritual training. The people who never thought you'd leave are still in the same place, doing the same things, thinking the same way. But you are different now. You have been called higher. And sometimes that means walking a road that feels lonely at first. But here's the beautiful part. You won't be alone for long. Because as you grow, as you heal, as you step into your divine purpose, God will begin to align you with the right people. People who truly support you. People who encourage your growth instead of holding you back. People who see your light and don't try to dim it. So if you feel lonely, embrace it. Let God work on you in this season. Let him remove everything and everyone that isn't meant to go with you. Because when the breakthrough comes, when the blessings start flowing, you'll realize that the isolation was never punishment, it was protection. Right now, you may not see the full picture, but trust that God does. You are being led toward something greater, something you can't even imagine yet. The people who doubted you, the ones who thought you'd never leave, they will watch in amazement as God lifts you up. And when that happens, you won't even feel the need to look back. Have you ever wondered why some people never wanted you to leave? Why they made you feel guilty the moment you started thinking about walking away? It's because they were comfortable with your struggle. As long as you stayed, as long as you kept giving, as long as you kept playing the role they expected from you, they didn't have to change. Some people thrive in control. They got used to your kindness, your energy, your effort. You were always the one who cared more, the one who forgave, the one who stayed, even when it hurt. And they never imagined you'd wake up one day and say, enough. They never thought you'd recognize your worth and realize that you deserve more. The truth is, they never wanted you to see your own power. Because the moment you realize how valuable you are, the moment you start setting boundaries, their influence over you disappears. They can no longer manipulate you with guilt. They can no longer drain you without giving back. They can no longer use your kindness for their benefit. That's why some people fought so hard to keep you in their circle. They disguised it as love, but it was really about control. They told you, you'll never find better, or you're overreacting, or this is just how life is. But none of that was true. What they feared was losing the version of you that served them. But now, that version of you is gone. You are no longer trapped in their expectations. You are no longer carrying burdens that were never yours to hold. You have stepped into a new reality, one where you are free to choose yourself, to choose peace, to choose the life God has been calling you to all along. And let me tell you this, the moment you step away, you will see people's true colors. Some will be angry. Some will try to pull you back. Some will act as if you betrayed them. But in reality, they betrayed you first, when they chose to benefit from your struggle instead of lifting you higher. So don't second-guess yourself. Leaving was the right choice. Walking away was necessary. Because if they truly cared for you, they would have celebrated your growth, not resisted it. The moment you leave, something powerful happens. A shift occurs, not just in your life, but in the spiritual realm. The weight you carried for so long starts to lift. The anxiety that once drained you begins to fade away. You start waking up with more peace, more clarity, more strength. This is because you are now in alignment with God's plan. The heaviness you felt before, that was spiritual resistance. That was your soul telling you, this isn't where you belong. The stress, the exhaustion, the emotional battles, those were signs that you were forcing yourself to stay in a place that was no longer meant for you. But now you're stepping into your true path. And when that happens, doors that were once closed begin to swing open. Opportunities that never seemed possible suddenly appear. You find yourself in the right places, meeting the right people, feeling a peace you haven't felt in years. This is no accident. This is what happens when you stop fighting against your destiny and start walking in it. But be aware, when your energy shifts, not everyone will celebrate. Some will feel threatened by your growth. Some will try to guilt trip you, saying you've changed, that you're acting different. And they're right. You have changed. You are different, because the person you were before was living in survival mode, constantly giving, constantly sacrificing, constantly carrying burdens that were never meant to be yours. But now you're walking in power. Now you're walking in purpose. And here's the beautiful thing. When you step into alignment with God's plan, the right people start appearing in your life. The ones who genuinely support you. The ones who don't drain you but pour into you. The ones who see your worth without needing to be convinced. So if you feel like your world is shifting, if you feel like everything is rearranging itself, embrace it. This is what spiritual growth looks like. It's uncomfortable at first, but it's leading you to something far greater than you ever imagined. One of the biggest fears about walking away is the unknown. What happens now? How will I manage on my own? What if I made a mistake? These thoughts will try to creep in, but here's what you need to know. The moment you leave, God takes over. As long as you stayed in that situation, you were relying on your own strength. You were trying to hold everything together, trying to fix what was broken, trying to make things work when deep down you knew they never would. But the moment you surrender, the moment you say, God, I trust you, everything changes, because now it's in His hands. God doesn't call you out of something without preparing something better for you. What seemed like a loss will turn into a blessing. The things you thought you'd miss, they'll be replaced with something greater. The people who left you behind, God will send better ones. And what about the ones who said you'd fail? Who laughed when you walked away? Who doubted your strength? They will be silenced by the favor God is about to pour into your life. You are now under divine protection. No more begging for love. No more settling for less. No more tolerating what drains you. God has declared this season belongs to you. This is the time where your faith will be tested. You may not see the full picture yet, but trust that God is already working behind the scenes. The pieces are coming together. What you lost will be restored. The pain you endured will be turned into purpose. You are about to see the evidence of God's hand on your life. And when that happens, you'll realize something profound. Walking away wasn't just about leaving people behind. It was about stepping into God's promise. After you walk away, there will be moments when doubt tries to creep in. Thoughts like, did I make the right choice? What if I was wrong? What if I go back? This is normal. Change feels uncomfortable, even when it's the right thing to do. You spent so much time in that old place, around those old people, living in that old version of yourself. So of course your mind will try to pull you back to what's familiar. But here's the truth. God never leads you backward. If He called you out, it's because there is something better ahead. Doubt is just fear wearing a different face. It's the enemy whispering in your ear, trying to convince you to settle for less than what God has planned for you. When these thoughts come, remind yourself of why you left. Remember the pain, the exhaustion, the way your soul felt heavy every single day. You didn't walk away on a whim. You left because your spirit knew it was time. And let me tell you this, God does not remove something from your life unless He has something greater waiting for you.
The problem is, many people give up before they see the breakthrough. They let doubt pull them back to places they were meant to leave. But you are not going back. So when doubt arises, pray. Declare over your life that you are exactly where
you are meant to be. Tell yourself, I trust God's plan. I trust His timing. I trust that He is leading me to something greater. Because He is. The moment you truly let go, something incredible happens. God starts replacing everything you lost. The peace that was stolen from you. It comes back, stronger than ever. The love you kept searching for, it finds you in a healthier form. The opportunities that seemed impossible, they suddenly appear, because here's what you need to know. God rewards obedience. He sees the sacrifices you made, the pain you endured, the strength it took to walk away. And He is about to pour blessings into your life that you never saw coming. You may not understand it now, but one day you will look back and realize that everything had to happen exactly the way it did. You'll see how leaving opened doors that would have never been possible if you had stayed. God is not just giving you enough. He is giving you more than enough. The relationships He is about to bring into your life will pour into you, not drain you. The opportunities ahead will not require you to struggle and strive, but will come with ease and favor. And the best part, the same people who never thought you'd leave will see your transformation and be shocked at what God has done in your life. People will talk, they will watch, they will wonder how you're doing, how you're still standing, how you're thriving. Some will even pretend they don't see it, but trust me, they do. The same ones who mocked you, who doubted you, who never believed you'd make it without them. They will have no choice but to witness God's favor on your life. And here's the beautiful thing, you won't even feel the need to prove anything to them. Because when God elevates you, you won't have time to focus on the ones who doubted you. What God is preparing for you is not about them. It's about your purpose, your healing, your divine calling. Your success is not revenge. It's a testimony. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to justify your growth. Let your transformation speak for itself. Now that you've left the past behind, it's time to fully step into what's next. No more looking back. No more second guessing. No more doubting your worth. This is your time. The weight of the past is gone. The pain is healing. The doors are opening. And from this moment on, you walk differently. You speak differently. You think differently. Because you are different now. Your journey wasn't easy. But God saw you through every step. And now, you walk into a future that is full of favor, full of peace, and full of everything you prayed for. So take a deep breath, hold your head high, and walk boldly into the life that God has been preparing for you all along. Because what's ahead is greater than anything you left behind.